But we all know that the big stick doesn't work every time, right? Sooner or later, someone's going to call your bluff. Sooner or later, someone's going to say, cross that cliff. Come at me, bruh. And you have to either come at them or you back down, and you're the one who blinks. So Eisenhower recognizes that in all kinds of countries, we just can't always keep one country from invading another. We actually have to keep not just countries from invading, but we have to stop revolutions inside countries before they happen. So what Eisenhower says is, all right, let's look around the world at countries that are allies with the West, countries that you can see on this map that are in blue. And let's look for countries that might be able or might fall to communism, those here in pink or red. And what he says is, I'm going to support in these countries covert operations. The idea here is that it's a secret operation. It's not openly shown. And what we're going to do is turn the CIA, our spy agency, loose. And in these countries, and if you look at this map, most of these countries are developing nations because they haven't developed industry yet. They haven't gone through their own industrial revolution, so they're still developing that. And in most of these economies, you have a very few rich people who control the land and the wealth, and many, many, many poor people who work the land as farmers or herders or cattle ranchers, that kind of thing. So what we'll see is the CIA go in and try and prevent the communists from keeping power or gaining power. I'll give you two examples where we do this. And one of those is going to be in Iran, the other's in Guatemala. And the President Eisenhower says, you know what? I want you in both of those countries, because in both of those countries we've got a communist dictator who is running the show, and that's no good. Can't have that. We want to get that communist dictator out there, we want to create a revolution inside that country, and we want our own guy in there that's going to be allied to us. So, CIA, covert operations in Iran and Guatemala are successful. They overthrow the anti-American leaders and they replace them with pro-American leaders. But I don't want you to think that these pro-American leaders are like somehow like wonderful people, because they're totally not. That's the guy we put into power in Guatemala. Yeah, his name's Efrain Rios Montt, and he's a dictator. Yeah, like bona fide military dictator. This guy here, the Shah of Iran, overthrown. His name is Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. Overthrown in the 1970s, crazy dictator all the way up to the 1970s as a king of the Iranian people. We will support anyone that we think will do well by us, that we think might be useful. We've done this all over the place. We've supported dictators as long as they were allies with us in our fight against the commies. Just scrolling down this list, you can see what I'm talking about. There's one in Cuba, there's the Dominican Republic, Guatemala, El Salvador, Bolivia, Argentina, Brazil. You can see the list, and in all of those cases, we're replacing these people with dictators. Chile, Paraguay, all of these are American-chosen dictators to keep the commies out. And the list is even longer than that. So, covert operations work in other places around the world, like Iran, like in Guatemala, but it's not going to work in Eastern Europe.